Hey guys, I want to do two things today, and this is going to cover the PTR patch notes, which the PTR is going on right now, as well as the October 10th balance patch notes. The reason why I'm doing these together is because Blizzard's kind of just dropping everything at the moment, and I want to be able to explain it all in one video rather than having you guys have to watch two separate videos. So let's get into it really quick. So the PTR patch notes, the big things that's going to happen is under the Battlegrounds area, sorry, all those are broken, they're bringing back everything back into unranked. We're getting a new hero, Malganis, who is going to be a main tank. He gains damage, or he gains health based off of the damage he deals. You can buff that. He has some pretty cool talents. He has two different CC abilities, a sleep ability as well as a stun ability. He has something that gives him armor, and he heals himself. His ults are both heal based, so he can gain his life back either way. I'll probably do a full video on Malganis later. They've changed some designs. The support heroes, we've unified certain support abilities to only work on heroes, not mercenaries. So Alex Straza can't heal minions anymore, can't use E on minions anymore, can't heal minions anymore, can't heal minions anymore, can't heal minions anymore, etc., etc., etc. And then there's a change to Ana. Healing darts will now pierce targets at full health, and they're adding the Malganis stuff. So that is the PTR that is currently live on PTR right now, and I don't know if I'm going to be doing any videos other than maybe a Malganis video. And now on to the patch notes for Balance Patch, which is going to be this Wednesday. So PTR is going to be live next Tuesday. It's live on the PTR today, but it's going to be live on real servers next Tuesday and Wednesday, depending on if you're in North America or whatever. This balance patch is going to be live on Wednesday. So to talk a little bit about this one, we're going to go straight down the list. Cassia, she's getting some damage scaling reduced for her Q. She's getting some damage reduced on her level 7 trait. Junkrat, he's having his basic attack damage increased, and he's having his concussion mine show the area of effect to the enemies that are being launched, and its range has also been increased. Kerrigan is seeing a lot of nerfs. Her health regen is being nerfed, shield amount is being reduced on her trait. And then her Fury of the Swarm passive, which the number of splash attacks is down from 2 to 1. So you Ravage, you only get 1 splash as opposed to 2. Kinetic Fulmination decreases the damage per stack from 15 to 10%. So it goes down from 150% bonus damage to 100% bonus damage. The Queen of Blades talent for Q, the cooldown reduction has been increased, as well as the maximum damage bonus has been decreased. So pros and cons. Volatile Power, the bonus shield has been reduced. So this talent used to pretty much make her unkillable, plus the fact that she's losing this up here, so she's kind of losing the unkillableness in two different areas. And Painful Spikes W, the damage has been reduced. Overall, she's gotten nerfs in just about every aspect of her best build. I think that she'll still probably need a couple nerfs after this, but generally she's going to be a lot easier to kill. She'll probably be as scary as she was before in damage, but she'll be definitely harder to kill. Mephisto, his cooldown of Durance of Hate has been reduced from 80 seconds to 60 seconds. His level 1 Q talent, the spell power increase, has been reduced from 20% to 15%. This was really used... Wait a second. I think they got that mixed up. Malicious Intent's on E talent, right? I think that's an E talent. I think this is a mistake. I could be wrong. But the reason this is being reduced is because people kept using this as a quick E just immediately to start your ult, so your ult would do more damage, and now it needs to be used a little bit more strategically because it's not going to just keep buffing up your ult. I mean, people will probably still use it for the same thing. They're buffing the Q heal talent, they're nerfing the W talent at 4, and they're buffing the trait talent. This is actually a huge amount because while the globe is going, it triggers his passive. So this is a really, really big buff here for either, really just any Mephisto. I think this is really bringing down the value of this. We'll probably see this talent, and possibly this talent, see some play. Asmodan getting a slight nerf to his Q, as well as the annihilation granted from hitting a hero has been increased from 2 to 3 for the level 7 talents. Not too bad. Medivh, we're seeing a cooldown increase on his W. We're seeing mage armor at level 4 increased We see the Force of Magic W, the spell power bonus has been increased. This is a talent no one really picked, so hopefully we might see some more. Enduring Will, set cooldown and Force of Will is increased from 3 to 4 seconds. So if you pick this talent, it's going to be the same cooldown as it was before because it's increasing cooldown and then it's increasing cooldown reduction. Brightwing is seeing a heal amount increase, a cooldown reduced on the trait, as well as the critical mist now heals even more. Just trying to buff up the trait generally. This is going to make the trait build even better, or just the general play of Brightwing. Lili seeing a health buff, a health regen buff to compensate for a health buff. She's seeing a Cloud Serpent cooldown reduction from 12 to 10. And Cups, the healing per jug has been reduced. So they're buffing her health, her survivability, as well as her W a little bit, making it more likely that you can keep the W on people permanently. More blinds if you go to level 1 W talent. And they're just going to nerf her ult a little bit, as her ult was pretty powerful. Morales, she's seeing a health increase, a health regen increase. This should keep her from getting just dove on immediately in every scenario. She's getting her W cooldown reduced. The armor is increased, and the damage of her grenade is increased. Quite a decent amount of buffs baseline, no matter what build you go, so that's pretty good. And then we have level 7 physical therapy, cooldown reduction is increased. The vanadium plating armor bonus now applies to root effects, which was already to stun effects. EMP grenade, total damage over 2 seconds is increased from 80 to 100. That was damage to shields, so that is interesting against people like Kerrigan. Stukov, we have It Hungers, requires heroes hit reduced by 15 to 12 to reset the cooldown and refund the mana cost of your E. Tyrande, hopefully she sees a lot of nerfs. Shadowstock, cooldown is increased. We have the spell armor is decreased, which this was a huge problem in pro play as people were stacking armor on heroes like Zul to make them main tanks. We have Lunar Blaze. The bonus range has been reduced. Once again, this has already happened once. They feel like that's the answer to it rather than the damage. I kind of agree. It puts her in a scarier position to be able to jump on people. Shadowstock, the cooldown is increased from 80 to 90 seconds. Didn't they say that right up there? They did. Okay. Level 13, the movement speed granted to just Tyrande has been reduced from 10 to 5. So the heal is still the 15%, but the without healing is only 5% for yourself. Honestly, you could pretty much just remove it at that point, but I think that's still a good talent. White Mane, she's getting a health reduced, a health regen reduced. In my opinion, this is a good nerf to her because she was very hard to burst down, and if you couldn't burst her down, she would out-heal all the damage that was dealt. Then they're reducing her damage a little bit with her W and her E, and remember, her damage is also her healing. So I think, as someone who's been playing a lot of White Mane lately, I think this is the safest nerfs to give her. It should lower her win rate without making her feel terrible to play. Diablo finally is being looked at. Lightning Breath's cooldown has been increased. Definitely was a necessity. Level 7 Diabolical Momentum cooldown reduced when attacking people has been increased. Generally, I think this is a pretty safe nerf to Diablo. He's really powerful right now in the meta, and Lightning Breath is one of the major reasons for that. On to Rexxar. Rexxar's needed a little bit of love in the team fights. Looks like they're not really going for that too much. They're reducing the cooldown. Cooldown reduced from 7 to 6 seconds when you get the Fortitude. And Crippling Talon duration has been increased from 3 to 3.5. Very small changes to Rexxar. I'm a little surprised about that. Urel, armor has been reduced, duration has been reduced. Once again, this is an armor stacking problem, usually more of a pro play issue than anything else. Some bugs were fixed with some crashes that would happen with Murky, some hero things that were going on with a few other people, as well as I'm not seeing the fix to the healing in the, if Brightwing was to get in the dragon, he could heal. Wait, is this it? Fix an issue where phase shift could be cast in vehicles. No, that's not the one. There's another one where Brightwing can still heal as long as Brightwing is driving the Dragon Knight or the Volskai thing. But either way, doesn't really matter. They probably fixed them both together. So those are the PTR notes and the balance patch notes. Overall, I think they made a pretty good hit on the heroes that were really scary right now. I think they did a pretty good job at looking at the problems that were going on in the meta, our tank meta will probably be shifted around a little bit with Malganis. So while the tanks were complaining about a variety of things in the meta, I hope that Malganis can shake it up just a little bit, adding another tank in there, one with very high CC, one that does a decent amount of damage too. At least from the video, it seemed like he did a lot of damage. So in general, I think we're going to have a pretty interesting change in the meta. So thank you all for watching the PTR patch notes, and feel free to watch closely on the channel. I'm going to try to get a Malganis video out as soon as possible. Maybe not with gameplay, but at least with his talents. So thank you all for watching, and feel free to subscribe.